What is up? Welcome to the NBA Rundown, brought to you courtesy of Run Pure Sports and Run Pure Bets. I'm your host, Spread Astaire, joined today by Tyler Hicks. And Tyler, quite the week we've had so far on talking touchdowns. We always give out a captain, right? We rely on Tyler's expertise. And you took that captain and you rode that to win. Now, I know this is an NBA show, but guys, you got to let us victory lap this one. Tyler, let us know how your Monday night went.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, that Juwan Johnson touchdown where everybody gave up. I've seen a lot of guys on Twitter wondering what happened there. I was actually cheering for it because I was the only guy in my lineup that wasn't scoring me any points. Brady had a snowflake. He had 1 point. I walked out of the room to take a piss. I come back in. I look on the TV. It shows he has a 41-yard touchdown reception. And the first words I hear out of the TV was, he's out of bounds. So I sat there and waited. They said he's in bounds. Counted. I looked at the DK thing. I'm winning $29,000. So I was just praying to God nothing else happened the rest of the game. The guys behind me had Andy Dalton. And then what happened? Baltimore ended up giving them the ball at the end of the game with 30 seconds left. I thought for sure they were going to give it like a few tries down the field. You know, Dalton throws it a couple times. The other guy they had on that team behind us was the defense. So anything Dalton does wrong there, if they pick him off, we don't win that. They run the ball one time, basically wave the white flag and just walk off the field, which was the best thing that could have happened. So it's nice to get one of those home. Hopefully we can get an NBA one home soon.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what we're going to transition to right now. So Tyler's been a big winner in the NFL. I've done all right in the NBA before, not 29K. I think my highest was a 5K, but we're going to be back at it tonight. Now, of course, we're going to be more focused on the betting portion today because it is a 13-game slate, and we have picking winners with Holden and Travis coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to be really betting focused. But guess what, Tyler? We're running pure. We get the hardwood show and then the up to lock show to, of course, help us try and make those winning lineups. So the props are going to correlate, but of course we're not here on an island, right? We're going to use the team and we're going to try and find some winners. So we're going to give you the betting winners. We're going to give you some leans here for some DFS, but then of course we're going to be building lineups with the best daily fantasy players in the country here at Run Pure Sports. But hey, Tyler, the betting hasn't been bad either. You know, the playbook continues to win. We keep projecting these games pretty correctly, and I'm pretty happy, for something that we debuted this year to be doing so well with our projections. You help me with the projections. You try and spot, hey, you're doing something wrong with your numbers here because that's not right. And I enjoy when we do that every week. And I think that's actually been a big help for me getting another set of eyes on the numbers to try and help me find mistakes. So one place I haven't been feeling good about is the totals, but I feel like the sides are dialed in already. And for it to be only November 9th and for me to be feeling that I can accurately project these games, it's a pretty good feeling. And we're going to need that feeling because on a 13-game slate, right, there's a lot to navigate. So using the numbers and the projections to help us find the games to key in on, because it's going to be hard to accurately handicap 13 games correctly. It allows us to really look at the edges and see if those numbers are correct. So we're going to start. And yeah, when I originally made the playbook, Tyler, I didn't realize this was so early. Even on Bookmaker, it doesn't have it an early start. So I don't know what happened in Orlando for this to be going on. But the Dallas Mavericks will be in Orlando taking on the Magic. The Magic are plus 7.5 here with a total of 213.5. Of course, the Mavericks are basically the Lucas, right, after getting rid of Jalen Brunson. He's been absolutely fantastic. This team plays a slow pace, which is why this is one of the lowest totals on the board. I got Basketball Monster in front of me. I'm checking these injury reports because we know the Magic have been kind of cursed so far this season. Right now, I see Christian Wood is out. Davis Bertans is out. I don't know if he's even played a game yet this season. Markelle Fultz out. Boy, he's just got a cursed career. Gary Harris and Mo Wagner out. Hardaway Jr., Kevon Harris, and Paolo Banchero all questionable. Of course, Paulo's big news for this team. How are you approaching this one, Tyler?
To be honest with you, Spread, probably not betting this game. I know it's an early game, but that last name you said on the injury report, Paolo Banchero, I don't want to back an Orlando team at plus 7. And then Dallas missing Christian Wood is also big. I see our guy in the chat saying that early start times for a tropical storm, possible hurricane. So That's why they're starting that game early. But yeah, for the most part, Spread, I'm going to stay away from this game. Maybe some Luka props just because we know Orlando can't really cover guards. He's also by himself. He should score all the points here. Likely double-doubles, even maybe triple-doubles. So definitely like his props. But as for a side or a total, I'm staying away.
Do you think that early start's going to affect the scoring at all when they get out
I
of their
don't think.
routine? Because
No,
I
I
think a
don't
lot
think
of them
much
are
of that.
napping at that time.
I don't think much of that.
Okay.
It's like
All right.
they're not napping at that time. It's like an hour before. What time's that one start? It starts at 5:30.
It's 2 hours earlier than usual.
It's an hour and a half. Those guys are up by then. They're at shoot around. They're all getting stretched out. They'll be fine.
All right, so you're not worried about that. You don't think that affects the total. My projections had that coming pretty close. If Paulo sits, obviously some interest there, maybe in the Mavericks, right? Because we'd have to downgrade that team. But on this huge slate, kind of a weird game. I'm fine kind of staying away from it. Let's talk about the Denver Nuggets, who are -6, heading to Indiana, take on the Pacers. Pacers 5-5 this year. We thought they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league, and I know it's only 10 games, but it's more than 10% of the season's already done. I mean, isn't that wild? So, hey, maybe the Pacers aren't as bad as we thought. Of course, the big news from there is no Chris Duarte, which means more time for our guy, Benedict Mathurin, who's been absolutely excellent for the Indiana Pacers. They have to be happy about the way that this team is drafting. I'm scrolling through. Boy, there's so many games. Ish Smith, Daniel Tice still out, Aaron Naismith, and Zeke questionable. But, of course, we know that there will be no Duarte tonight. I have this one pretty close to even on the line. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, for this one, just give me the home team here. Give me Indiana plus the 5.5.
Okay.
I'm not real big on Denver. Miles Turner's back in the middle, so he can give Jokic a little bit of problems. I know he's not the best defensive center, but you get a big body out there that could slow him down. They're going to want to run this pace also, so that really doesn't help him because we know he likes to slow it down and run his post offense. Indiana, and you see the totals at 235. We know Indiana's going to want to run. Halliburton's points plus assists, give me the over there as long as that number's right around 30. And I think they might even honestly win this game spread, so I might even sprinkle on the money line here.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, my projections give an edge to the Pacers as well, and I don't necessarily hate that. The Nuggets have obviously had problems putting Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. back in the lineup. We've talked about it before. That makes sense for their long term because they're going to need those guys in the playoffs. But I think short term, it's kind of hurting this team. So not surprised that the projections do like Indiana there. Anything more from this one before we move on?
Nope, that's it for me on that one.
The Portland Trailblazers are a team that I think has exceeded expectations so far. They're playing excellently. On Monday, our guy JC Zargo gave out the Blazers money line. They got it done against the Miami Heat. Do we worry they celebrated too much because they were laying 8 to the – they were catching 8 against the Heat. Now they're laying 3 in Charlotte against the Hornets. Are the Heat 11 points better than the Hornets? Really surprised about that. What do you think of this number?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to side with Portland here, even at that number. I mean, Dame's in. Even if Nurkic and Grant miss, you're getting Winslow, you're getting Simons in there. Still no Hayward on the other side. So it's basically just Terry Rozier against these other guards for Portland. Give me the two good guys for Portland spread. That total at 219.5 too. That seems a bit short for teams that might be missing the bigs. They might just get up and down the floor here. So I kind of like the over here also.
Hey, so far, like if my projections say over, I'm fine with it. I'm a little worried when my projections say under because everything's been going over so far. It feels like this is right around the time the books have adjusted when you're just taking a brief glance at how high some of these totals are, right? But still, I think playing unders in this current iteration of the NBA is a scary prospect. Let's talk about the Houston Rockets, who are plus 10 in Toronto, taking on the Raptors. 223.5 is the total, plus 384 if you want to go for it. The Rockets on the money line. Now, Toronto 6-4, but they're 4-1 against the spread at home. I said at the beginning of the year, I think we're going to be playing Toronto as a short home favorite tonight a lot, but that's not the case tonight as the Houston Rockets are catching 10. I think Siakam's still out, right? He's going to be out for a while for this team, which means a little bit more OG Anunoby. If anyone can absorb these injuries, it's Toronto. And I was listening to a great podcast, The Dunker Spot, yesterday, and Nekias Duncan, who really does a good job of breaking down these schemes and these defenses. He was really impressed with the scheme versatility that the Raptors are able to employ. And I think that could cause problems for the Houston Rockets tonight. Of course, they're a bunch of rookies. They like to play that hero ball, my turn, your turn, Jalen Green, KPJ. They're not really running a system there. Still, I think the 10 points is about right. I think that they properly adjusted for the fact that, number one, Toronto's really good at home, and Toronto should give Houston some problems defensively. As high as I am on Toronto and I want to play them at home, 10 seems like a lot. Do you think the Rockets can cover this?
I think they can. And as we've seen in that last game spread, when they're hot from three, I mean, they'll just keep up with anybody. I know it was the Magic, but they had that game won by, I believe, the third quarter. I know the score got a lot closer because they started to go cold, but when teams shoot like that, I kind of think it stretches a few games. I don't think it's just a one-game kind of thing. So I could see them coming into here, even with the defense Toronto's going to play. They could hit a ton of threes here and keep this game close. So 10 seems like a lot. 224 seems a little bit low for a team that's not going to play much defense on the other side either. So I could see Toronto getting into the 115s, 120s, and Houston not being far behind. So definitely like the over there. And the total's gone over in 12 of Houston's last 18 games. And in this matchup, it's won over 9 of the last 13. So definitely like the over here.
Which do you like more? If you only make one bet, would you take the points or would you take the over?
Take the over.
Okay. And I'm fine with that too. I love Toronto at home, but I'm not really a fan of laying 10 points this time of the year, right? When we get into tanking season, right, and they're throwing G League guys out there, I'll be more comfortable laying it. But this early, teams are still playing hard. I think the Rockets have played hard. It's almost the opposite, though, of Toronto and Houston. I feel like the Rockets they're not playing any schemes at all. And Toronto has some of the most aggressive schemes and most complicated schemes.
Houston's playing street ball out there. They're just letting
they are. Yeah. And so I wonder if who do they have out there? They have it's not Biggerstaff, it's Silas. I knew it was another coach's kid. It's Paul Silas's son. Steven Silas is their coach. I think he's doing a good job developing these young players, but I'd like to see a little more of an offensive game plan from this team, right? I mean, it just yeah, like you said, it looks like pickup balls. So we'll see how that one turns out. I'm with you on the over. I'm fine staying away from the spread, but I do agree. I mean, I guess if we're going to bet this, Houston plus 10, not a bad look. Tyler, your favorite team, the Battle of New York. Even our guy Joey Work tweeted about how he was excited for this game tonight. And of course, a lot of controversy swirling around the Brooklyn Nets, but I thought they responded pretty well. We had the Brooklyn Nets on what day was that game when they played the Mavericks? Was that Sunday? Regardless, the Brooklyn Nets played the Mavericks. We had the +6. KD hadn't. They almost won that game. I like this team without Kyrie. I think they're better on defense, and I think they're more focused on offense. Everything goes through KD, and then the other guys, they get their space to shoot. So I don't necessarily think that the loss of Kyrie Irving is too much for his team. I'm not really downgrading them that much. And I know he's beautiful, and if JSU's watching, he's not going to be happy at all, right? Then I'm the most skilled player, right? But he doesn't really do a lot to impact winning at this point of his career. I don't think basketball is his main focus. So the Knicks play the Nets. It's going to be a big game, right? I don't know about playoff atmosphere, right? But it's going to be exciting. It's not going to be the dreary Tuesday night game that Draymond talked about when he plays the Sacramento Kings. What are your expectations for your favorite team when they take on the Brooklyn Nets tonight?
Yeah, I mean, should be a up and down game. I know Brooklyn's played a lot more defense since Kyrie's been sitting, but in this matchup, they're not going to have to play much defense because, I mean, the Knicks will put up points, but they just don't have the shooters around these guys. They're going to want to drive to the hoop. I want Brunson's PRA again if it's right around 30 because that's just been a moneymaker all year. And really, the guards for Brooklyn really don't play much defense. There's really not a big outside of Claxton that can grab the rebounds. KD will be on the perimeter, so he could eat up on the rebounds also. So definitely like those. As for the side, I mean, it's tough. I'm going to side with my favorite team, though. Give me the Knicks here. I think they get the job done. Brooklyn fought back in that last game. It was their third game in 4 days, and this is their first game back at home. We tend to see teams lay a dud in that first game back home. I think the Knicks come in and they pick up the W here. So just give me the money line. Give me Brunson's PRA over.
Yeah, I'm throwing the projections on the playbook as we speak. Let me see where I had that one projected at. Where's our name? There's so many games tonight.
And looking at this injury report, I mean, it's really not all that bad. Just Grimes is questionable and Robinson's out. So you're going to have most of the Knicks guys out there.
Tyler, my projections agree with you. My predictions say take the Knicks in Brooklyn. All right. Well, that would be a fun one. I don't know if I'll jump in. There's so many opportunities tonight. I don't know. Is it wrong that I'm not necessarily sold on the Knicks' early season success? I was down on this team coming into
I'm not
season.
sold either, but
yeah.
I
Is
think
this
it's a
more of
spot
a
where they
fade
pick
of
up
the
the
Nets
W.
than a back of the backing the
A little
Nets?
bit, but I just
Backing
think
the Nets?
I think they're the better team here. They don't have the best player on the floor, but I think they have the next like 4 best guys on the floor.
No, Joe Harris slander. I'm here for it. All right. Let's move on. We're doing this quickly, guys. We're getting through here. What's up to everybody in the chat? And remember, this is the NBA Rundown brought to you by RunPureSports.com. We're here Monday through Friday, unless it's election day and there's no games, right? We get a nice day off. Thank you for that, NBA. I actually enjoyed it. I could do for some more day off. This NBA is a grind, Tyler. But regardless, we are grinding every single day, trying to give you the winners. And all we ask for in return is that you hit that thumbs up button. Let's continue on the NBA rundown, Tyler. The Detroit Pistons are now plus 13 against Boston. Plus 13. Wow. Is Cade hurt? What's going on here, Tyler? Why is this number 13? This seems a little too high to me, as good as Boston is. Oh, Marvin Bagley's doubtful. Oh, wow. Let me adjust my projections by 0.000001 points. I mean, unbelievable here. I'm surprised this is 13. I don't know. The Pistons haven't been that good, though, right? I was kind of higher on them than they have been performing so far. Do you think this number's correct?
I don't think so. I like the Pistons here. I think it's a bit too many points.
It's too
They're
many,
gonna come out. Yeah, they're gonna come out and fight here. My only worry though is like the wings for Boston are gonna have their way today. Like Sadiq Bey and Bojan Bogdanovic are not covering Tatum and Brown, so it's like those two could just go off. But I just think Detroit's gonna be feisty here. They're gonna play these guys a ton of minutes. They're gonna keep this game somewhat close. And even if they're losing by 20 going into the fourth, you still have the back door open at 12.5. So yeah, give me the Pistons here at plus 12.5.
Yeah, I have this as a 10-point game. Detroit's 8-0 against the spread in their last 8 against Boston. Boston becoming one of those, they've always been a public team, right? They're popular nationwide, not just locally, but they have a huge fan base, which is why I think this number's a little higher than usual. And I think that Boston's going to be a tough team to bet on, right? Remember when LeBron would always win and never cover when he was in Cleveland and even in LA when they were actually good there? It could be a situation there with Boston with so much public money. They're trying to get us to take Detroit to have somewhat even books, but hey, all bite. Boston 2-6 against their spread in their last 8. And like I said, I think that's a result from everyone just saying, oh, Boston's so good. They're putting up these huge numbers and people are laying it. And I think it's a tough spot here to expect the Celtics to get these huge double-digit wins every single night. Any props for this one?
No, nothing really in this game. Probably just going to stay away from the props in this one. If anything, it'd be like a Jaylen Brown threes or even like a Tatum points plus rebounds.
I mean, this is one where you might do one of your patent performance doubles, though, right? I mean, if we can get rid of 13 points just for Tatum to go over 30 or something.
Yeah, here we could go on FanDuel and see what we're getting some of those odds at.
You can go on FanDuel. I can't because I live in California, but maybe in 2 years.
Yeah, like Brown to score 25 plus points in Boston win is plus 115. Tatum to score 30 in Boston win is plus 160. Where's these guys' threes at?
Our guy JC, who did give out that fantastic moneyline winner on Monday's show. Remember, you can catch JC on the NBA Rundown every Monday. He says 5 of their last 8 L's have come by 20 points. And you're talking about the Pistons, right? Yeah. It's a tough scene, but it's just principle here. And if you want to stay away from it, I'm fine. But I don't know. I would not be running the window to lay 13 with the Celtics stuff for sure.
I agree with you there.
All right. Do you want to talk about the Jazz, right? One of the surprise teams of the league.
This could be a good matchup right here. It should be a fun one tonight.
I think so, too. I think this number's pretty close to right, too. DJ, don't get on me. Don't get on me. I actually have the Jazz covering. I only have this as a 2-point game, but I understand why it's 4. So I don't see this as like a huge edge, especially on the road, especially right at where that number lands, right? Because you're still fouling at 4. So I'm not in a hurry to grab a plus 4. To me, a plus 4 is so much less attractive than a plus 6, and it's just so weird.
Does that plus 4, do you think it's shaded towards Trey playing or sitting? I think it's shaded towards he's sitting.
I would say it's shaded towards him playing, only because I have it at 2. And a lot of times, even though DJ doesn't agree with me, my numbers are pretty close to what the lines put up. Jared Vanderbilt questionable at all. That means nothing. And no Bogdan still.
He hasn't been there all year.
Is
So
this to just wait for the news? I mean, would you lay the floor with Atlanta if
wait
he
for
plays?
the news. I think it's wait for the news, but you're talking about performance doubles. I think this is the one to go to because Utah's had their success against Atlanta against the spread. I'd really hate to watch them win this game by 2 in a dogfight, and these guards just absolutely go off. So if I'm coming into this game, it'd be like a DeJounte Murray double-double where him to score like 20-plus points and win. But none of the Atlanta performance doubles are up yet due to the Trae Young news. So we just have to wait and see on those ones.
I want DJ to send me his model here. Send me your model, DJ. Show me how you're getting 10-point edges on every single game. I mean, these guys, hey, they're pretty good making the lines in Las Vegas. I'll tell you, DJ, I'll tell you, and I know this is just getting to be a joke that we're running into the ground now, but if I'm not close to the numbers on a bunch of games, I want to reconfigure things. I don't want it on a slate like today. If I'm having more than 4 or 5 edges, I'm thinking, hey, this isn't right? These guys don't make 6 to 7 mistakes per game. So I'm going to keep, you're probably messing around with the supermodel, not just punching numbers in Excel like me over here being a nerd. So actually, you keep doing that. That sounds like a better life. Let's talk. Oh, props for the Hawks game. Nothing listed, right? I checked this morning. I only saw Jazz players.
Yeah, just Jazz players.
Do we want any of those? Sexton?
I mean, not really. Like, I don't want to get in. Yeah, if anything, maybe a Laurie. Or even if you want to get in on a Linux 3s at 1.5, that'd be the way I'd come in.
Okay. Like I said,
he might stand out there by himself while they try and play Capella, and he just doesn't want to go out there. Yeah. And he can make 2 real quick before Capella's on the bench.
DJ's going to love this. Tyler, I had this game going over by 3 points. What do you think?
Yeah, I can see this definitely being an over. Especially with the way these two teams like to get up and down the floor, like they should be able to run.
Which is wild with that Utah team, because coming into the year, did they look like they were going to be like the old YMCA white guy team?
They did, but then when you took a deeper look at their guard rotation, and it's like Clarkson, Sexton, it's like, oh, these guys are going to run the ball. And for sure, that's what they do.
DJ's being humble. He's saying he's not dating a model. I don't know if I believe you, DJ. I don't know. The Memphis Grizzlies are -6 in San Antonio, taking on the Spurs with a total of 234. These Spurs, man, what do we make of them, Tyler? How are you approaching this one?
Yeah, I mean, the Spurs, it's a little weird. They're kind of like the Jazz. They're just not as good. Like, they're a little feisty team. They try and fight.
Oh, they're not nearly as good. I think the Jazz are a bunch of veterans that are close to their ceiling. The Spurs are a bunch of young players that seem to be getting better every game.
Yeah, I could agree there. But I think I'm going to side with Memphis here. I think they can get the job done. They're a team who, when they beat up on you, they will put their foot on your neck and they will blow you out. And against a team like San Antonio, they have the defenders that can slow these guys down, beat up on them inside. There's no rim protection, so Jaw's going to have his way here. I think he's
come on, give Michael Podol his due. He can protect the rim.
You remember the poster he put him on last year?
That doesn't mean.
And he started at one end of the court and dribbled it all the way down, and then your guy stepped up, and your guy still went on a poster. So you've seen him coming from a mile away.
At least he's trying and rotating. It's not like Bagley down there.
You can try all you want, but when it's like that security guard meme where he's standing outside the football stadium and he's checking
the
people.
quick one?
Yeah, you could try, but it doesn't mean much. So he's not protecting any paint.
All right,
So
I don't think Podol's getting the credit he deserves here.
I also like Bane too. I think he could have a big day. I like his points over. But
I think this line is pretty close. Performance doubles?
No performance doubles up for this game yet because of Steven Adams for some reason. I have no idea.
No.
Why. There's nothing. The only guys up right now is when you go to these performance doubles on FanDuel.
Yeah. This injury report, someone's going to pop up. There's no way. Steven Adams, Romeo Langford, and Doug McDermott are not a reason to hold the line off the board.
Yeah, the only guys that have performance doubles up on either side of the ball right now are Aldama and Sohan. Nobody else is listed.
What is going on? Okay. Well, you know what that means, guys. You're going to have to be a member of Run Pure Sports and get in the Discord when those numbers gets posted. If Tyler finds something juicy, of course, he will at everyone. Let them know that we're going to continue to win at runpuresports.com. Give us a thumbs up as we continue to run through these NBA games. Tyler, we're making pretty good time today. I was worried we were going to run over.
Yeah, so we're making great time. Still got a half an hour, and then you got to do the picking winner show with Holden and Mangone.
Yeah, and he's not going to like it because I'm going to stay seated today, and I'm not going to have the good background. And Holden was not a fan of this background yesterday. He doesn't like the green. He didn't like the exercise bike back there, but yeah. All right, DJ, I'll talk to the people. I'll talk to the people about that. If Tyler gets another hit tonight, we'll do it for sure. All right. The Phoenix Suns
you're gonna pin me down on a 13-game slate. That's a little messed up spread. Like at least give them tomorrow when there's only 4 games.
I think 13 games are so much harder than 4-game slates, and it's funny because
especially when you play
the pros
like
the bigger slates more. I don't. I like the smaller
use an
slates.
optimizer. I'm getting murder on this slate.
Well, use the optimizer.
I'm hand building for now, spread. We're not getting into that yet.
Look at Tyler. All right. So Tyler says you can go to IKEA or you can use this furniture that I built by hand. I'm going to use the optimizer tonight. Oh my gosh, DJ.
I'm just playing the chorus tonight and I'm just running with that. Whatever couple games they tell me to pin down is how I'm building my teams.
Bro, for 46 years old, I'm in pretty good shape. Like, come on, DJ.
You're taking a shot at his shape now. That one hurt.
Yeah, you know, I put a lot of work into that, Tyler, right? I'm eating chicken. I'm eating vegetables. I rarely go to Chick-fil-A. Unbelievable. DJ, he knows to hit me where it hurts on my NBA model and on my fitness. Unbelievable, this guy. Are you getting information from my ex-girlfriend to say all the things that I don't want to hear? Unbelievable. All the slander I'm catching is we're trying to give out these winners here. Thank you for smashing the like button. I'm finally seeing some love here in the chat from my guy, Cesar Martinez. Thank you very much. Follow Caesar's lead. Let's give the thumbs up as we continue to give these winners. The Phoenix Suns, -1 against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who do not have patient zero. Rudy Gobert tonight, a total of 222.5. Tyler, what's up?
He's there. He's
Gobert's
off the injury
back?
report. Yeah,
he's out of protocols?
Yep.
Yeah, Caesar's staying in shape for our age too. Okay, so I capped this game incorrectly then. I thought Gobert was still out. Are you
he's
sure?
In Chris Paul questionable. It says off injury report.
You're right. 19 hours ago. Okay, that's what I get for spending all this time working out. I miss some of this stuff. Okay, so Rudy's back in. How do you think that affects the team? Because so far he's not been a good fit with the Timberwolves so far. D'Angelo Russell, did you see shooting less than 50% from the free throw line this season? I mean, what's going on with this guy? And he's in a contract year. The guy must hate money. Man, he wants to. Him and Miles Bridges do not like money.
For D'Angelo Russell. Do you see what Anthony Edwards said about this team too? He's like, we're all playing soft. Yeah, it's like, I want to back the Suns here spread, but they're already down Cam Johnson. They might be down Chris Paul also. They're just a short-handed team right now. I'm just going to bet Devin Booker props. Give me his points plus assist. His assist number is going to be set at like 5.5. Give me that over also. I even don't hate betting his double-double because you're going to get a nice number on that. And we've seen him double-double in spots without Chris Paul here.
Yeah. I mean, I got to agree with Anthony Edwards. You're building your team around a French dude and a snitch. Not surprised that they're playing soft. Maybe we need to reflect anything. JC says the Sounds bounce back spot after blowing the lock on Monday.
I don't hate that call. Like, I think they should bounce back. I just don't want to back this team again after what I just dealt with on Monday.
Yeah.
And it was against a bigger team in Philadelphia. Like, I'd hate to watch Cat go crazy here because Ayton can only cover one guy. You know what I mean?
But you don't need to cover Gobert. That's already been proven.
But you could see some weird stuff here. They kind of put like Torrey Craig on them, and then they just keep throwing it underneath. So I think Ayton ends up on Gobert to keep him under the hoop, and Cat's kind of running rampant.
I'm trying to scroll through to see what I projected this at. There's so many games on the slate. What are we doing here, NBA? You guys are making us work, man. Oh, do NBA
I will say
content.
one guy in my DFS lineups will be Devin Booker, though. He's going to have the ball in his hands all game.
I think they're kind of better for it. I have Phoenix winning by 2, Tyler.
I mean, I don't hate that. I think if I'm going to bet it, it's going to be through like a performance double, just so I'm not laying a -110 or anything. So if I win, I'm getting a nice price on it.
And I already know where you're going. It's going to be a Booker performance double, right?
I mean, there's no doubt about that. Him to have 7 assists and then wins plus 300. I'd rather bet that than a -1.
I like that too. I like that more than points even.
Yeah, because
He's got to get his teammates involved.
His first performance double is 30 plus points in Phoenix win. That's plus 275. If you think he hits 4 threes and they win, it's plus 430. Do they have a double listed for him? They don't have a double performance double listed for him. Just that 7 plus assist.
DJ finally adding something positive to the chat. That's how you get the mojo. He says they played on November 1st and the Suns won 116-107. Thank you for that. What do you think of 8 and rebound overs?
I mean, I don't hate it. He could easily get double digits here. But with Gobert down there, I hate betting against the guy who can end up being a black hole and just grab like 17 rebounds. So probably just to stay away there.
Okay, that's fine with that. Here's a good question. Is this a sativa or indica slate, Tyler? I would say sativa. If you get couch locked, you're not going to be able to go through 13 games.
I mean, you're asking the wrong guy, Spread. I don't get into the strains. I just smoke it. It all does the same thing to me.
All right. Well, he's hitting some wake and bake there. And I suggest sativa, but hey, what do I know? I don't do that till after. I don't do that till way in the evening. My guy, I'm too old to start early like you guys. Now, when I was younger, looking good, nice long hair, I used to, but I can't do it anymore. I'm trying to stay in shape, DJ. The Milwaukee Bucks are -2.5. They're heading to Oklahoma City, taking on the Thunder. Okay. This line was like 6 earlier. What happened?
Holiday and Giannis are out.
Giannis is out because I saw him as probable, but that line move makes sense.
That is
Are you
why.
still here?
Yeah.
Okay, so now my projections mean nothing.
So now what? Do they play? They don't even play tomorrow. So so that means Drew Holiday's actually probably hurt because they're listing that as an ankle sprain. And if they're not on a back-to-back and their next game's against San Antonio, he's not sitting just to get rest for the next game. Wow. That's my opinion there.
Dude, I'm loving that we have some older people in the chat, dude. I can make some of my old references, right? I can start talking about, this is going to be awesome. Talking about some Alex English. Oh, my gosh. Much Michael Finley love. All right, let's do this. Yeah, so with you. Okay, I don't want to bet this game with these two out. I don't know how to accurately project it.
Just give me SGA's points plus assists and his points over. That's it.
He was 27.5 this morning. Do you think it went up?
I think it probably stays right around the same. I think his points plus assists is going to be in them like low 30s. I think he clears that number also.
Okay.
As for the side, no touching it. As for the total, no touching it with these guys out.
And so we don't even do a performance double here, right? We just play that SGA and we just lay it.
Yeah, because I would really hate to watch Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez beat me and SGA put up 40 points, which could easily here.
Those guys are both going to be real popular tonight, right? Now, Bobby Portis, 50% ownership. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Give me Brooke shooting threes.
And that's not a bad look either. All right, so you know what? I'm glad I'm running pure tonight, right? I'm not navigating this on my own because that already threw a monkey wrench. Even in a 4-game slate, I think this is a tough one to handle because we know we want some Milwaukee role players, but you still got to choose the right ones because you can only put 2 or 3 in there. Right? How
many minutes is the other Antetokounmpo brother going to play? He might see some decent minutes here. I mean, I know he's not the best basketball player, but this is a solid matchup for that dude just to stack stats.
I mean, yeah, hey, they can say, hey, you want to tank? We can tank too. Let's see some Antetokounmpo minutes.
Let me look right now. Let me pull up DraftKings. I just want to see how their depth chart breaks down.
Okay. Let's see. Let me look at anything else.
I think we only got one more. Do we have one more game? Or no, we have a few more games.
We have a few more, but we're making good time. So great job here. Lively chat today. I appreciate it. Like you said, Heat Knicks were epic. Hey, I mean, all of them were. Pacers Knicks.
Javon Carter's going to be probably the guy that gets plugged in everywhere. Spread.
Who?
I mean, just listen to these prices on these guys that are sitting on the bench that are going to have to play tonight. Javon Carter's 3,900. He's going to be plugged in everywhere. George Hill's 3,200. That's the other guard that people will use. That rookie, Marjan Beauchamp, small forward eligible, 3,300. Noira's power forward eligible down to 3,600. Thonis is 3K. Like Bobby Portis, 6,800 will be used. Ibaka.
Portis is going to be high. Every time Giannis sits,
Portis is going to be really high.
He's going to go for at least 40.
Portis is going to be the big guy, but all these other cheap guys are going to have to play. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Am I on an ankle monitor? No. Charges got dropped again. Out of custody. Fantastic.
I didn't win that money for nothing. I had to bail spread out yesterday.
pay up for those legal fees. Yeah. We don't have consensus lineups. We go through and we take stands and yeah. And, obviously we use the resources at Run Pure. I like the optimizer more than Tyler does. We use the core plays, but a lot of it is just listening to the shows, right? Even the free show that comes on at 4:45.
Those guys all take stands too. Like it's never one big consensus group. I mean, you seen it on Sunday. Big T said he hated Joe Mixon. Hoop and those guys loved him.
And Tyler had him in his lineup.
Yeah, he wasn't breaking his stance. One guy was right, one guy was wrong. At the end of the day, it happens. There's another week.
Right, and there's been a couple games right, that we disagree on, Tyler. More in the NFL. Yep. I think in the NBA, we're more lockstep.
I mean, look at last week. You were on Tennessee, and we kept telling you, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. We'd have cost you money right there because we ended up losing.
And you're going to have to hear about that tomorrow. You're going to have to hear about that
Friday.
Because we were going to have Kurt on both days, and don't think I'm going to let him get away with just one day of victory lap in here. No ankle monitor either, so I can get around there pretty quickly. Brent Musburger, now spelled his name wrong. Yeah, no, he's over at VSiN right now. Love what he's doing there with VSiN. And, of course, our guy Holden Kushner making some appearances on VSiN as well. So, yeah, Brent Musburger in the gambling game now, not mispronouncing names. Anything more on the Bucks Thunder, Tyler, before we move on? I mean, that's going to be a heavy game on the Hardwood show. So let's just let them take care of that.
Yeah, they got that one. But those cheap guys, I could see them talking about.
But it might be key to your lineup to make sure you get the right one.
That's the other thing, too. 13 games, like, when you go back and look at the team, like here, I'll go back and through at the contest that I was in that night when the 15 games were played.
And that's when you have Paul in your lineup, huh? And you're pissed?
What?
You had Chris Paul in your lineup that night?
No, I had him. We had the Suns.
Oh, okay.
We just bet on him, and then he gets hurt. But yeah, let's get to the bigger contest I was in that night. That was the 6th. So...
I think it was the 7th.
Oh, yeah, you're right. 7th. Yeah, so here's a 10K to first contest. 350 fantasy points in first.
Mm-hmm.
The lineup was Steph, Jalen Green, Keldon Johnson, Zion, Miles Turner, Kendrick Nunn, Troy Brown, Marcus Morris Sr. So it's like the only two cheap guys were Nunn and Brown, which a lot of them guys talked about, but everybody else was a piece from a different game. So it's like these bigger slates, it's just tough to pin down one game.
Yeah, and
but again, two cheap guys in one game help that guy win. So I think you're gonna need two cheapies tonight at least.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be all about nailing that Milwaukee game, and of course the guys at Run Pure Sports will be taking care of that for you. But Tyler from the betting side gave out something we agree on. We are right there. Just take the SGA over, and then of course if you are running Milwaukee, SGA might be your run back, or you completely fade the game. It's going to be interesting to see. And I won't be surprised if we have members and coordinators of the team that are on both sides. Yeah, one guy might fade the game, and the other guy's going to stack it up. But SGA as a run back. Anyone else maybe from the Thunder side, if you don't want to pay up for SGA as a run back?
I mean, you could always go Giddey, but the only worry there is just like it seems like he's 30 minutes and that's it. And like they will not break that 30-minute cap.
Yeah.
Is he though? I mean, he's been on this 30-minute cap for 2.5 years, it seems like. And the dude's only been in the league a year.
Well, he's Australian. They don't want him to go the Ben Simmons route.
All right. He's like 19. Get him out there and just play him.
Yeah. Can't argue. Australia's got a real good prospect for this year's draft, too, but we'll talk about that a different day. The New Orleans Pelicans are -2 in Chicago taking on the Bulls. Total of 232. Tyler, one of the teams you love to bet and one of the teams you love to fade. I mean, do I even need to guess where you're going to go on this one?
Nope. You know where I'm at, spread. Give me the Pelicans. I mean,
clean report, too.
Joe Val against Vooch. I mean, it's kind of a wash, I'd say. Zion's going to absolutely dominate whoever plays power forward because DeRozan, if it's DeRozan, he can't cover him.
You got to be kidding me.
So who's coming out on the floor? Pat Williams.
Patrick Williams.
Good luck. He's half the size of Zion. He's getting bullied also. So
I don't want to slander Patrick Williams. Nobody's covering Zion so far this season.
Yeah, Brandon Ingram's shooting over whoever they put on him. CJ's going to run the offense. I mean, unless the Bulls shoot hot, I don't see them winning this game. Give me the Pelicans.
All right. I can't argue there. Since DJ loves my projections, let me see what we had projected for that one.
And it seems like the way to beat the Pelicans is kind of how the Pacers did it 2 days ago. Run as fast as you can and just leave Zion on the other side of the floor because he can't keep up.
Tyler, should I adjust these projections? I have Chicago winning by 2.
I think so.
New Orleans is 1-5 in their last 6 games. And the over seems to be an all right look here. Let me talk to you about those projections when we go.
Were also
we might
trying
need to adjust those.
They were also trying to like bring back Ingram. McCollum's out of game. Zion was out. So, I mean, those lineups were bounced all over the place. Outside of last game and then this game, this is probably the first game with some practice under their belt since the beginning of the season where that full lineup's in there. So I think they smash in this spot.
I'm going to make a quick adjustment there. My one concern is Chicago is much better at home in the United Center, catching 2 at home plus 110 on the money line. Any props there?
No real props in this one. Maybe we can get on some performance doubles. Let me get to that game. Let's see what they got those listed at. Like CJ to score 20 and them win is plus 200, which is definitely doable here. Zion 25 and New Orleans win plus 235.
Which one do you like better?
20. Give me CJ at the shorter number.
I'm thinking that too. Yeah.
Yeah, because my worry though is like Zion gets you to like 23, but then like he with the minutes maybe only sees like 32. The other worry too is like CJ kind of runs as they blow teams out. Like early in that fourth quarter, they can go into it up 40. He will still see those first 4 to 5 minutes of that fourth quarter. Zion won't. He'll just go to the bench. So
okay, we like the Pelicans here, but I don't think this will be a blowout. Do you?
I think it could be. I think they could stomp it.
Wow. Okay.
Just think at the way the defense lines up too. Like Herb Jones goes to one of Levine and DeRozan. Absolutely takes them out of the game.
He's good, but I don't know if he's going to. Okay, first of all, Levine's not 100%, so maybe you could take out Levine. The athleticism's not there. He's definitely struggling with that injury.
And just think about how clogged up the
veteran though.
But just think about how clogged up the mid-range and the paint's going to be for DeRozan with all these guys.
It doesn't matter.
Vucevic,
he doesn't need that much space. He works well in that mid-range, the lone mid-ranger.
We'll see tonight, but I don't think he's going to keep him up. And Brandon Ingram's got the length to contest some of these shots too.
So you want to do a little side bet, me and you, DeRozan over under on points?
I mean, what's it set at?
What's it listed at? Pull it up on FanDuel. We'll use FanDuel as our one.
23.5. That's too low for me.
Okay. Maybe the DeRozan over. Like I said, as good as Herb Jones is, and I think he's a fantastic defender.
If they were giving us that like 26.5, 27 spread, I'd be all in on the friendly wager, but I'm not watching the dude score 24 in a blowout and beat me.
Fair enough. Let's move. We got 2 games starting later tonight, and this will also be interesting. I can't wait to hear how the team is going to approach this. I know a lot of times, they don't want to wait for the news in these games, and they're going to get everybody done here. Of course, right? It wouldn't be an NBA rundown if we didn't mention that Anthony Davis and LeBron James were on the injury report. Lonnie Walker is questionable, and that's real. Kawhi Leonard, is he ever going to play? Dennis Schroeder is yet to make his season debut. So really dirty injury report there. Cleveland and Sacramento have a clean injury report, though. Only Malik Monk's questionable. And I don't really know how much he affects betting or even DFS. Let's just say Monk's ruled out. Are you bumping up Herder or something? No, I don't think so. So, that Cleveland Sacramento game is a little easier. Yeah. AD and LeBron probable. What else is new? That means we're on the air talking NBA if those guys are.
Oh, no, LeBron's 100% in this game. There's no doubt in my mind. He sat the last.
So why did they put him on the report? Just to jerk with us?
Because he was just on the last game. You know what I mean? He was.
Is it just like the intern's lazy and he just doesn't feel like deleting the name?
Maybe. Both guys play. I think you see Patrick Beverly in there also. He's off the injury report. The big one's Lonnie Walker, questionable with an illness. I really don't think it matters tonight, though. I mean, this team shot well the last couple games outside of playing Utah in those 2 games. Mm-hmm. The Clippers just don't look good. Give me the Lakers here, spread. I think they finally break it and they beat the Clippers. Give me their money line. Inside Staples Center, Anthony Davis has looked good recently. Give me the Lakers.
Wow. Staples Center. There's a blast from the past. It's crypto.com now, Tyler.
Yeah. We don't call it that spread. It's still Staples Center.
So you're taking plus 130.
Yep, give me a plus 130.
Wow. Okay. I was going the opposite way. I thought the Clippers were going to get another win, and I was going to ride the Paul George. He's over 26.5 points. I was thinking, hey, we're going to do a Paul George performance double on win or just play the over. What do you think of Paul George's performance tonight? And would you have any interest in him in DFS?
I mean, I don't hate him, but like here, I could pull up pricing real quick. Depending on where he's priced at, if he's priced
who's going to guard him though? LeBron doesn't play defense. He hasn't played defense since he was in Cleveland. Or the bubble. He played in the bubble.
Would you rather play him or a Booker? Like PG's 10-2. Are you playing a 10-2 PG or are you playing a $9,000 Devin Booker?
Good call. Okay. I can't argue with that. How about this? How about my points prop though? What if I say, okay, he's not going to be worth the 10K, but I still think Paul George has a big game.
Oh yeah, he could definitely go over that. I don't even hate his threes at over 3.5 at plus 116 because he could definitely light this team up.
I think he's going to show out tonight. So we'll see how that one goes. Of course, with the Los Angeles Clippers, both teams in LA off to a disappointing start. Who will get the advantage of the good whistle tonight? I wonder. All right, Cleveland Cavaliers in Sacramento taking on the Kings. Both teams got jacked in their last game by the officials. Did you see the way the Cavaliers and the Clippers ended? That game was absolutely terrible.
That was wild.
The Kings have got jobbed like 3 times in a week, but I mean that's normal here. We're pretty used to it. And then De'Aaron Fox is actually playing pretty well. As much as I want to hate on him because we've never won as long as he's been here, I really can't deny the guy's talent. Unfortunately, he can't play defense, but when we put Davion Mitchell in, it wasn't really looking too much better. Cavaliers are now laying 4.5 on the road. Like I said earlier, clean injury report. Do you think the Cavaliers bounce back? They have to be pissed after the way that Clippers game went down.
I mean, it sounded like I pinned down the Lakers as like one of my favorite bets. Last breakdown spread. This is the best bet of the night. The Cavs are going to smash your team. Like, how does your team come in? Like, I know they're at home, but like the guards for Cleveland have played very good defense, could slow Fox down. Sabonis is having nothing in the paint against these two guys tonight, Jared Allen and Mobley. So it's like, where's your offense coming from? Unless like Keegan Murray and these guys get hot from 3, like Herder's just letting 5 threes rain home. Them guys combine for like 15 threes. I just don't know how they keep up. Like Mitchell's going to have his way. Garland's going to have his way. Davion Mitchell can only cover one of these guys. And the bad thing about him is even though he's a very good defender, he's a physical defender, similar to Beverly. Guys like Mitchell will just go at him and get him in foul trouble. So if he's in foul trouble already, it's just going to be rough for this team. Give me the Cavs here to smash them. I think they win this game by about 10, especially off that tilting loss to the Clippers last game.
I agree with you. And one thing I was looking, right, you keyed on a prop that I already made, Sabonis, right? So I think he's going to have problems scoring, but I think he's really going to have problems rebounding. Rebounding number set at 11.5. I already bet the under. Are you with me there? Yeah,
give me the under there.
Yeah.
It's shaded to minus 130 on FanDuel, so everyone's hammering that number. But yeah,
because it's wrong, because it's based off statistics. But it's like, yeah, of course he's going to get more rebounds going against these smaller teams, right? You can get plenty of rebounds going against Portland.
They might even go with the route of, because who runs the other big for you guys? Do they run double bigs or they run a smaller lineup?
They rarely, but we have Trey Lyles and Rashawn Holmes on the bench.
They might. Don't be surprised if tonight you see one of those two plugged into the starting lineup because of how this team's built, Cleveland. And Sabonis be the guy who's on the outside with Mobley and the other guy be on the inside with Allen, which would make it even better for that rebounds prop. So I definitely love that under spread. I think that's a great call. And our guy in the chat said it earlier. He's back in here. He says the Allen's performance double got to be in play. 100%. That number is usually like even money. Anytime I can get that Allen double and the Cavs win above that, I just bet it. Don't even bet the side in Cavs games. You're getting it at plus 150. Definitely the better bet than the side here if you have FanDuel.
And it's better than going with Garland, right?
I think so, yeah.
All right.
Garland's great.
Monk is questionable. Pardon?
I said Garland's looked great since he's come back, though. I will say that.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, Tyler, we did it. And we did it in time. Told you, Travis. Told you we'd get it done. Can you believe Travis is doubting us? These huge slates. He doesn't think that we can give the winners to the people in time. He thinks that picking winners is going to be late. He thinks that I'm going to make Holden and his face, it's made for radio, be late to start the show. But
I mean, is
no,
there a better
we're
guy
not
to
doing
tell
that.
me to hurry up than me, who I could spit out the breakdown in like 10 seconds? Just
Yeah,
get it
I
over
know.
with.
I mean, like it'd be one thing if he like subbed himself or JSU on this show, but you and I, we're gonna go right through it. So, hey, we've been grinding hard here. If you're a member of Run Pure Sports, head over to the bet side, check out the playbook that Tyler and I do every day. We're just tuning up, fine tuning the NFL playbook this morning before we jumped on. I have the projections up. I'll probably be relying on Tyler to go ahead and finish that off, but I did projections and notes already, Tyler. So we'll just throw in some odds, and then of course you can nail down the picks. Sometimes, guys, the projections are just that, right? But we know that there's flaws in the ways that we make the numbers. So don't be surprised if, hey, spreads numbers say to take the Bulls, but Tyler took the Pelicans. Well, right, it's because we saw something in a matchup that just, the raw points, 4 points against, offensive rating, defensive rating, home road splits. They're not accounting for that. So, I hope that you're using that tool. Any feedback you think that can make it more helpful, we'd love to hear because we're really proud of it. And hey, Tyler, it's been winning. Just doing it every day has been helping me a lot. And we're off to a good start this NBA season at the Run Pure Sports team. So make sure you head on over to runpuresports.com, become a member. And of course, give us the thumbs up. Tyler and I here grinding every single day. Yeah, don't forget to smash the like button, gently caress it, push it, whatever you need to do. Richie Smalls isn't here today, but I'll still give him a shout. Hopefully he watches a little bit later because I know Richie is always hitting that thumbs up on multiple devices in his home. Tyler, we've got rid of the promotion. We've gone through each game, but some people, they don't want to place 10 bets tonight. They just want 2 best bets, and that's what we're here for. What do we got, Tyler? Best bet for tonight.
Give me the Cavs. What are you getting them at? -4.5, I see on DraftKings.
Yeah.
Give me them that. I'd bet them up to -5.5. I think they smash this team tonight.
All right. Oh my gosh, what are the?
And if you have FanDuel, like our guy Lethal said in the chat, the Allen's performance double. The Allen's performance double. That is the double and win for Jared Allen is definitely in play here.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Indiana Pacers +6. They're 5-5 this year. They're playing above expectations, and I just think they're going to keep it close against a Denver team that is still struggling to reintegrate Jamal Murray and Michael Porter. Miles Turner, I mean, first of all, no one stops Jokic, right? But it's not going to be the easy path that it was before Miles Turner was not in the game. Miles Turner, want to get traded. We need some good performances from you. And, of course, our guy Benedict Mathurin, if Paolo wasn't showing out.
Buddy hung 65 fantasy points 2 days ago.
Buddy Hield?
No, Miles Turner. When you were like, we need a good performance out of him. I don't know what that exact stat line was, but 65 fantasy points got to be a pretty good stat line.
He's trying to get traded, buddy. He's trying to get traded. All right. There you have it. I like the Pacers +6. Tyler wants the performance double with Jared Allen double. But if you don't have access to that because you live in California and sports gambling got voted down once again, you can just lay the 4.5 in order to get the winners. Tyler, we did it. One more time, congratulations on your win. And, of course, we'll be talking about that more on Talking Touchdowns on Friday. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. We got Kurt, Euro basketball guru, but he's been smashing the winners on the NBA as well. And then Friday, Tyler and I will do Talking Touchdowns at this time, 1 p.m. Eastern, followed up by the NBA Rundown with AP. So lots of great content coming from you from Run Pure Sports. For more
Don't wrap
NBA
it up just
content.
now, Spread. We got a parlay for him on FanDuel, the performance double one. We haven't given one out in a couple of shows, but I built one for today.
We're getting it at the man of the people. Love it.
We're getting it at 23 to 1. We're going to go with that Jared Allen double and the Cavs win. Mm-hmm. We're going to go with Gary Trent Jr. to hit 3 threes against Houston, who just doesn't play much defense at all, and the Raptors win that game. Okay. And the last leg, Devin Booker to rack up those 7 assists, and the Suns win because I think he's basically playing point guard tonight. So those are the 3. You get him at 23 to 1.
23 to 1. I love it. All right, Tyler, congratulations once again. I'm going to jump off. I'll be back in 5 minutes with Holden and Travis switching into football mode. We got everything going here at Run Pure Sports right now, but we appreciate you hitting the like button, joining us. Nice, lively chat today. I even got roasted a little bit. That's a lot of fun. Ankle monitors, out on jail, dating models, unbelievable. So great fun here today on the NBA Rundown. We'll be back tomorrow. Run